Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here with another review. This time not for a movie, but the Marvel TV shows. Now I'm going to review WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I put off watching these Marvel TV shows because I know Kevin Feige said that they are going to count in the overall new phase of the MCU, but what I think is going to happen most likely is that they are going to make these to where if you see them, it will fill in maybe some gaps and some more stuff to where to make the movies more impactful. But I think when we actually get to the movies that are going to take place after these particular shows, I think what they're going to do is make it to where if you haven't watched the shows, you can still follow the movies. I think that's what they're going to do. But at the same time, you will feel more enriched with the stories of the movies if you follow the shows too. I believe that's what they're going to do. So I just put off watching these shows. I didn't really see any interest. But then I thought, well, if I'm an MCU fan, and I am, I've reviewed all the MCU movies back in the day. You can still see my reviews for them on here. And some of them, my opinions have changed on. I gave like Captain America: The First Avenger like a 2.5, like out of 4. I thought it was like all right. Watching it again now, I thought it was like actually good. It was fine. I liked it. So I'd probably give it like a 3 out of 4 now. So I decided, I'm a completist. I decided to finally break down and just binge these shows. And so far, I watched WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Of course, next up is Loki, which is actually going to be multiple seasons. So I probably won't review that show until it finishes, whenever that is. So I decided to watch WandaVision. Now it pretty much takes place after Endgame. It's got Wanda, who we find out is like enslaved this town and put him in like this sitcom place. And she kind of did it by accident, but at the same time, there's part of her in her mind that's still keeping control of these people that doesn't want to let go. And she's created like this artificial version of Vision or whatever, making him real. And they are kind of artificial because she created them, and they're not like real people, but she makes them real by her psychic abilities, pretty much. And she's took control of this town. Now, I will say, the whole sitcom thing, Elizabeth Olsen does a great job acting wise in the show as the Scarlet Witch. I will say this, the whole TV show homage thing, it does kind of get old, like the sitcom thing. Like for first 1 or 2 episodes, it does kind of feel like you're mostly just watching an old sitcom. It is kind of funny and cool to see Paul Bettany as Vision and Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch to do these like characters as homages to these old TV sitcoms of different eras, and it was pretty cool going through them. It's kind of fun. But they needed a reason to really explain why Scarlet Witch would create like a TV world. They kind of explained at the end when they show her as a little girl. Well, they do explain at the end when they show her as a little girl and she has all these multiple copies of shows and that's what she watched and all that as a kid. I like that. You got the guy who played Quicksilver in the X-Men Fox films. He shows up here. He was the better Quicksilver than, I believe, Aaron Taylor Johnson was the actor's name from Kick-Ass, who played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. And he was the better Quicksilver, but here it's just kind of like an in-joke of oh, it's the other Quicksilver. But you find out he actually isn't Quicksilver. I thought that was a little bit of a missed opportunity. I know some people really complained about this online because they had all these theories about, oh, who is he, who is he? But I binged the show, so I didn't have time to really make up theories. So, but I was still disappointed when it kind of found out who he was. He was just some random guy named Ralph Boner or whatever. Yeah, they could have done more with him. But also, pretty much, you could have just had this show be about Wanda regaining her self confidence and learning to let go of the Vision and all that, and her love for it. Well, not so much letting go of her love for it, but learning to be at peace with his death, and just have her be the villain of her own story, and learning to become a hero again. You could have done that, but they do introduce this other character just to make Wanda look better, and it works. Who's this witch character in town? I will say the whole really they go full force with the magic in this witch character. And I will say it is a little bit jarring. If you've only followed the movies and not really the comics, this is the first time they really went full force with magic. So it does feel a little jarring, but when you get to the fight at the end, it's really cool. I'll say this, I had the same problem with Falcon and Winter Soldier. These feel like they're miniseries, they're only Falcon and Winter Soldier is 6 episodes, this is 8, WandaVision is. They do feel stretched out a little bit. There's a lot of padding in some episodes. These would probably work better as just streaming movies, really. But yeah, they do feel a little stretched out. They did kind of get old. But the witch fight at the end is pretty cool. And when Wanda takes her out at the end by becoming the Scarlet Witch and doing these spell casting ruin things or whatever that take away nullify a witch's power that she learned from the witch because she did it to her earlier in the episode. It was pretty cool, and she transforms into the Scarlet Witch fully, which is really cool. I'm glad they're finally able to call her that. And she takes away her power and transforms her into just the character she was playing in the WandaVision sitcom world that Wanda created. And that was pretty neat. Now she's just gonna the evil witch character is just gonna be like someone who grows old, gets a regular day job delivering pizzas or something. So that's pretty funny. And so she turns the place back to normal, and she has to give up what she loves most again, Vision and her children that she's created here. And it's really sad. You feel really bad for the kids, and she makes them like go to sleep before she takes down the whole her complete magic like barrier she made just from her emotions that created this place and took control of the town. It is really sad. And then you get like two bonus scenes, like one after the credits, where it's like you find out it's like there's scrolls in this, and they got the girl who was like the daughter of the black chick from Captain Marvel, who was friends with Captain Marvel. And so it's kind of neat seeing her there. I will say this: you got Darcy in here, Kat Dennings. I never really cared about her character in the Thor movies that much, really. But here, I actually liked her. But by the end of the show, there's not really a place for her because they'll just kind of focus on the Scarlet Witch. Um, really, I think you could have just focused this directly like on the town and just cut out like all the outside stuff with cat datings and all that. I don't really think you need that, but it was kind of cool to like expand the universe and round it out by bringing back in cat datings and the Asian agent dude who was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was kind of neat. And you get like a bonus scene where they set up like the girl from Captain Marvel to like I guess being Captain Marvel too. And then you got another bonus scene where it's the Scarlet Witch who's like reading through the spell book that the other witch woman had that she took now, so she can learn what her powers are. And you hear like her kids calling out to her. So I'm guessing since she's coming back in Doctor Strange 2, that's going to be like a plot point to maybe her like trying to eventually do some type of thing to where she can get her children back and all that. And plus you got this other like Vision robot who was created, or not created, but they took like the body of the dead Vision the government did, and they brought him to life, and he gets in the fight with the artificial Vision or whatever that Wanda created, and he flies off at the end, and once he realizes who he really is, and I guess they're going to bring him back in a later movie, probably to reunite with Wanda. That's probably what they'll do. He'll probably get healed somehow, and then she'll get her kids back, and it'll be like some kind of happy ending or something. But yeah, all in all, I'd give it a 3 out of 4 for this show. I thought it was good. The battle at the end is great. The magic's a little out of place in the MCU for what we've got so far. The villain, the witch chick, she's good. She was funny. She's got like this a song thing where she does it in the middle of the show called like it was Agatha all along. That was kind of funny. But yeah, I'd give it a 3 out of 4. It was good. It was a good show. I liked it. Uh, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is pretty much the next one. I'll just go ahead and say it. This one I liked better. I think it was just more my style. I would give it a 4 out of 4. I thought this one was great. It's still not flawless. There's some problems here. It still feels like padding and stretched out. Another thing is Anthony Mackie as the Falcon or whatever who becomes the new Captain America. The thing about this is these shows feel much more smaller scale because they're TV. Like I heard on the internet, like the whole thing about Disney putting like a big bunch of money behind these and all that, and that they're going to feel just as epic as the movies, but really they don't. They still feel small scale, these stories do. Like, even the special effects, while they are better than like standard TV quality, and they are pretty good, you can still feel the difference between like the movie quality and these TV shows. Compared to the movies, they are not on as good caliber. But you got like the Brock the Leaper or whatever back, who was also in Winter Soldier for a little bit. I think that's his name. He was kind of cool having him here, but he kind of overstays his welcome a little bit for me. Falcon, Anthony Mackie does a great job here. He really won me over by the end of the series, but for most of it, just him flying around with bird wings, it really did feel like the B team. And Anthony Mackie's in a hard spot because you are hardly ever going to, like, measuring up to Chris Evans is going to be really hard. And he doesn't really have to. He needs to be like his own character that can stand on his own, because you're never going to really measure up to Chris Evans. Not just about one show like this as Captain America, because Chris Evans had multiple movies and huge story arcs. It's going to take way more than this to really equal up to Chris Evans eventually. In his own way, that's what he should do. He needs to be his own character and develop. But yeah, it was really cool seeing him develop, though, in the Winter Soldier there. I think the actor's name is Sebastian Stan. He was really good. Zemo really surprised me here. Like, I watched Civil War again, and I didn't like Zemo at first when I first watched the film. Watching it now, I actually did like him. I thought he was good. Seeing him here, I liked him even more. I thought he was great. Now, he pretty much has to team up with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier because they're trying to hunt down, like, these terrorist people who are not really terrorists, and more, I don't know what the word would be, like revolutionaries or whatever, who are people who are being pushed around by the government and out of their homes. It's not really fair, but they're using extremist tactics by killing innocent people, so they're becoming what they are trying to fight against, or even worse. So they pretty much have to be stopped. And I will say this, like, these shows still feel small scale, like this villain, this red-haired chick or whatever. I like that they don't play her as like a villain. She's just somebody who's like lost their way. I like that, and the actress's acting is good. when she's like doing kung fu or whatever, because she's made like an army of super soldiers because they got the serum back to where they can make an army of Captain America type people. And she's like gave all her people like this serum or whatever. Um, it doesn't. She's not that impactful. She is bad as a villain. And I know she's not really meant to be a villain, but I never buy her like in a fight when she's doing kung fu or whatever. It just looks silly because the actress just looks so much like a kid. And I know that's part of it to say like she's Viva Revolution, a kid or whatever. But this little ginger girl, I mean, it just looks kind of silly. I do like this though. They brought back like Agent Carter, who was in like Civil War a brief bit. And that character kind of always felt like they were trying to build up like a romance with her and Captain America, but then they just brush it aside and put Captain America back with his original love interest, Agent Carter. So that just went nowhere. And her character just felt kind of aimless. Here, they kind of correct that and they give her a purpose. Pretty much get the idea that she's going to be a villain, and that's pretty much the bonus scene that seems like they're setting her up for like Captain America. What would it be, 4, I guess now? Yeah, 4, where she's going to be like a villain, I think, or a problem or whatever. But yeah, I like that. I like that turn. That made me like the character more. That they're doing something really cool with her like that. I like that. And the chemistry between Falcon and the Winter Soldier is really good. And I will say this, like I say about small scale and all that, and Anthony Mackie having trouble like measuring up to Chris Evans, like there's like huge points in this film or moments where it takes like 15 minutes for him to like Falcon to just like take out a helicopter. And I get it, he's not a super soldier, so that does make him more relatable and kind of cool in that way, more like a Batman vibe. But at the same time, it's taking him this long to take out a helicopter after we've seen all the stuff Chris Evans did. It does feel like a downgrade. By the time you get to the end, he's in like his Falcon suit and the Captain America shield. It is a little corny, like his outfit, but I did warm up to it because he's not only Captain America, he's also the Falcon. So by the end, he won me over, and I think he's good. By the end, he won me over to his Captain America. He gives this big speech at the end, like after they finally like took the red-haired girl out or whatever, and she's dead. That being a black man and being Captain America and taking all these looks from people and all that, and talking about how it like impacts African American society and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. Thought it was really well written and really well handled here. It doesn't come off preachy or anything. It's very well done in the show. And there's this other black dude who we find out was also like going to be a super soldier, but they wouldn't really let him like be Captain America because he was black. I really like that. And then at the end of it, it ends with like Anthony Mackie like taking him to this place where all the Captain America stuff is, and like a trophy place or whatever, Captain America Museum. And then there's like a statue of him, I believe, and it's like nobody's gonna forget that you're a hero. I thought that was really awesome, a way to end it. And I would have been fine that the show just ended there. I would have liked it even better if it just ended there. But then we get like this extra scene of Anthony Mackie at like a barbecue with his sister or whatever, and the Winter Soldier's there at Bucky, and it was sweet, but you didn't really need that. And any other kind of problems? The guy who plays Zemo, I really liked him in this show, and I enjoyed developing him, but he just kind of gets took out of the show like before the last like 2 episodes, and I didn't like that. I would have liked more of him. And he just kind of gets took to jail by like the Black Panther guards who want to take him to jail because he did murder their king actually in Civil War. I like that they brought that back. But at the same time, I didn't like him being took out of the show. I would have liked it better if he just stayed in there in the show and just like either got away at the end or just got arrested. But I wanted him in the whole show. I felt like that was a bit of a missed opportunity. And they got this other guy who's like going to be the new Captain America, and he ends up like taking a super soldier serum himself so he can be just as strong as or be stronger as Captain America. I think it's actually Kurt Russell's son, related to Kurt Russell, I believe. I may be wrong, but he did a really good job. I really liked him. He's a very interesting character in his arc, and it is kind of silly though that he has like a random black friend, just like Chris Evans had the Falcon. That is kind of ridiculous, but or coincidental. But by the end, after his friend gets killed, and he actually like kills one of the revolutionary kids or whatever, and you see, and part of you is like rooting for him to take him out because they did kill his friend, but at the same time, you know it's not right. These are just kids. They don't really know what they're doing. So it is wrong, and Iron Man would have killed him, but at the same time, no. Captain America was always striving to be better than someone like Iron Man, so because of his moral values, so he shouldn't have done it if he was really wanting to be Captain America. And it really lets you know that he's not really cut out to be Captain America, and they kind of set his character up at the end to like go off with some other kind of shady government force to be something else. I guess he'll come back in like Captain America 4 that's been greenlit with Anthony Mackie or whatever. But yeah, all in all, by the end, when Anthony Mackie gives like this really cool speech and takes the black dude to the museum or whatever and shows him like his statue there and all that, I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed this one, and I like how it dealt in the politics and all that. The villain is lame, but at the same time, I get what they were going for, but I just didn't really care for it. So all in all, I'd still give it a 4 out of 4. Awesome, I mean, great show, really fun. I liked it a little bit more than WandaVision, I think because it's more relatable. And it's got more of my tone that I like with these Captain America movies. instead of like all the sitcom stuff. I just kind of got bored with that. So yeah, all in all, that's my review for the two Marvel TV shows, and I'll see you guys again.